And this being his 5th year, I believe, do you get more out of him maybe because he's been around for so long?
Well, I think so. You know, it's a natural progression. You know, guy's been here. He made the decision to come back, realized he had some things he wanted to get better at, and he wanted to help us win an SEC championship. And he's come out and really the last week, probably week and a half, 4 practices, he started to really hone in on some of the things we talked about pre-spring. And so I'm pleased with him. I'd like for him to be a little bit more vocal than he is. That's not his personality, but he's starting to be a little bit more the alpha dog of the group.
Who are the vocal guys in your group?
Me. You know, some guys are trying to do it. I think Kyrie is trying to take a little bit more ownership in it. Zoo is trying to take a little bit more ownership in the group. Those guys have played a lot of snaps, and it's usually got to come from guys that's, you know, been productive and played a lot of snaps that the other guys will listen to.
Is that something you push on those older guys to try to do that? Or
I don't know if I push. I would like the best teams have leadership from within, so we have to develop that. You know, a lot of times the coaches have got to be the guys, but it's really going to be left up to the guys, and they got to lead from within. And I think we're starting to develop that, and it's got to carry over into the summer and into fall camp.
TJ and Elijah last year, you know, had good springs, good fall camps, but sometimes they kind of, I don't want to say lose themselves, but they don't have the same intensity on game day. How do you make sure as a coach to kind of have these guys have the same intensity during practice and they do during game day?
Well, I don't have a point of reference from games since I've been here since January, but, you know, all I'm trying to do is get the guys to get a little bit better fundamentally, know what we got to do, and just go out here and compete and be consistent. It's a matter of just stacking good days on top of good days. Good reps on top of good reps. Understand you got to play the game at a high level, especially inside, and especially in this league. And so that's all I'm trying to do is just get them guys to get better at the fundamental things, and hopefully it'll carry over on Saturdays.
Are you happy where your group is right now, and where or do you want you? I know you're never really happy.
Thank you. You answered the question. No, you know, you're never satisfied. You always expect more. And I like the group. It's a good group of guys. They've tried to do what I asked them to do. I've seen probably the last 3-4 practices really kind of step up. And I think it's probably now they understand me a little bit more. They understand what I'm coaching a little bit more. Understand what I'm looking for. So I've seen a little bit more, a bigger jump probably the last half of spring. So hopefully we can continue that in the spring game, go out here and have a little fun in the spring game, have a good summer, and get ready for fall camp.
Seems like Zach Carter really has matured recently, and it seems he's got a big jump toward the second half of spring.
Well, I was saying Zach is a guy we've moved around playing multiple positions, sharp, he's learned it, willing, that's probably 90% of it, and he's put himself in a position to play a couple of spots. So hopefully, you know, he'll continue to develop and be able to play some meaningful snaps for us in the fall.
How will the orange and blue game kind of help the team step up their game a little bit more?
Well, I think anytime you go into the stadium, you got a large crowd, it brings energy, and those guys are looking forward to it. You know, we've been out here. Today was practice 13. We got tomorrow, and then the spring game is the culmination. Obviously, playing in front of a crowd, playing in the swamp, you know, it's obviously a little bit different adrenaline. You got your adrenaline going, and those guys should be able to fly around and have a good time.